Here's your news for June 9th, 2020. And your headlines for today include Edge takes it personal with an NXT superstar. WWE adds big title match to Backlash pay-per-view. WWE plans an interesting segment with Rey Mysterio. Cameo during WWE Raw this week that you might have missed. WWE superstar getting a major makeover. An update on Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Matt Riddle wanted to attack Kurt Angle. Major Twitter war between AEW and WWE, and more. We are kicking off today with news from NXT TakeOver in your house, as the show received generally favorable reviews from both fans and wrestlers. One person who commented on the show was Randy Orton, as the Apex Predator decided to troll the Gold Brand roster, saying that he'd heard the show was so great he was slapping his leg for them. For those of you who don't know, NXT superstars are notorious for slapping their legs in matches when delivering super kicks, and the Viper was more than happy to poke fun at this cliche. This isn't the first time Orton's Twitter has been a source of social media entertainment, as he often pokes fun at others, and we hope the Viper never stops doing this. One person who didn't see the funny side to Orton's sarcastic comments is Tommaso Ciampa, who took to his own social media to take shots at the Viper. Saying that he and his daughter had trouble sleeping, the NXT locker room leader said that watching Orton's matches helped send them off to dreamland, saying that they're better than NyQuil. Signing off on the tweet with the hashtag, an entire locker room who busted their asses, Ciampa may have come up short at In Your House to Karrion Kross, but he also watched his fellow superstars put on one hell of a show. Given Orton's lengthy tenure in WWE, it's obviously hard to impress him, though this tweet did pique Randy's interest. Taking a shot back at Ciampa, Orton said, "Looks like I hurt the feelings of the self-appointed locker room leader of a wrestling school. Let me know what time hashtag leg slap class starts so I can take my game to the next level." Ciampa wasn't the only person Orton called out, as when one fan said that he heard Backlash will be terrible, the Viper pointed out that it hasn't even aired yet and called them a mark. Clearly, the Viper wasn't in the mood to let people tweet whatever they wanted at him, and time will tell whether Ciampa and Orton settle their differences in the ring down the line. Speaking of Backlash, this Sunday's show will see Edge and Orton face off in what is being dubbed as the greatest wrestling match ever, but another huge match has been added to the show. As last week's SmackDown saw Bayley and Sasha Banks capture the women's tag team titles from Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, it was confirmed on WWE's official Twitter that the former champions will have a title rematch this Sunday, but in a triple threat tag team title match that will also feature the Iconics. This trio of teams should make for an interesting match, which will help fill out the Backlash card, and fans will have to wait and see who leaves the Performance Center this Sunday as the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. We're looking at last night's Raw next, as Rey Mysterio appeared via satellite to speak about his current condition. Following Seth Rollins' attack to his eye, Mysterio said that it's healing, but there's a possibility of permanent damage to the cornea, and threatened the Monday Night Messiah with a 619 in the ring as soon as Mysterio is cleared to wrestle. This was Mysterio confirming that he's not retired despite teases from WWE in recent weeks, and Rollins invited both Rey and Dominic, who's been reintroduced into storylines, to Raw next week. It's previously been reported that Dominic will turn heel on his father en route to stepping in the ring soon, and it looks like this heel turn may come as soon as next week. This segment ended with Aleister Black attacking Rollins out of nowhere, and whilst the Architect was left reeling on this week's show, it'll be interesting to see what he has to say next week when he confronts both father and son. Speaking of Raw, this week's show saw the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders take part in a decathlon, and a certain someone was featured in the segment that some might know but not recognize. The woman featured in the decathlon segment was NXT's Catalina Garcia, who fans may recall teamed with Sin Cara under the name Carolina Garcia for a few weeks in May 2019, but wore a mask, which is why most fans didn't recognize her. The Chilean superstar didn't leave the company when she was taken off the main roster, but instead was sent back to the Performance Center, and this provided her to appear without her mask on Raw this week. Speaking of a new look for a superstar, we've got news from SmackDown next, as it seems fans will soon see a new side to Tamina Snuka. Following her loss to Bayley at Money in the Bank, fans haven't seen much of her, and on Twitter, Tamina explained why, showing a video of herself in a straitjacket in a mental hospital. In a video, she also spoke about giving 10 years of her life to the fans for seemingly nothing, and also began hearing voices towards the end of the video. As if this wasn't strange enough, she also had a British accent at the end and spoke about a monster that's coming, as it seems the former 24/7 champion has truly gone off the deep end. Given her start and stop pushes, numerous injuries, and her lack of high-profile feuds in her decade with WWE, it's not hard to see why Tamina has snapped, and this video appears to be an attempt by WWE's creative team to focus on her career one more time. Time will tell whether this angle actually leads to a championship or a major feud for Snuka, but after years of not being used, anything is better than nothing. Now, last Sunday saw NXT TakeOver in your house, where Velveteen Dream came up short against NXT champion Adam Cole. Even before the match, there were reports that Velveteen Dream would be called up to the main roster, but it looks like now that won't be the case, according to WrestleTalk, who reported, "Our sources have confirmed that while Velveteen Dream was discussed as someone to potentially bring up, higher-ups in both WWE and down in NXT have made the call to keep the former North American champion with the black and gold brand for the time being." As per the stipulation of the match, this now means that Dream can't challenge for the gold as long as the Undisputed Era star holds the title, and it'll be interesting to see what's next for Dream on NXT now that he's currently unable to challenge for the top prize. We are looking ahead to this Sunday's Backlash pay-per-view, as the WWE has confused a lot of fans by touting the upcoming Edge vs. Randy Orton singles contest as the greatest wrestling match ever. It turns out that the fans aren't the only ones perplexed, as while speaking to ESPN, Edge gave his views on the accolade, saying there's no such thing as the greatest wrestling match. He added, "You're not going to be able to say definitively what is the greatest song of all time, what is the greatest movie of all time, what is the greatest band of all time. It's impossible because there's no general consensus. You can have great matches, but what is the greatest is going to be different to almost everybody." The match between Edge and Orton was reportedly filmed at the Performance Center at the weekend to make sure they had time to make it look as good as possible. And whilst it may not end up being the greatest wrestling match of all time, everyone involved have certainly tried their best. Speaking of the Orton-Edge match, Brian Alvarez took to Wrestling Observer Live to speak about the already taped match and addressed Dave Meltzer's comments about the amount of selling. Speaking about the possible finish for the match, he added, "I still don't know the finish, but they're going to do a great wrestling match, and I believe that Randy is going to do something diabolical and he's going to cheat to win." It's interesting that Orton was the one who wanted a straight-up wrestling match, but could do something underhanded to win, as whatever happens, the match will reportedly be taken very seriously by everyone involved. Back to NXT now, as this Wednesday's show will see NXT champion Adam Cole face Dexter Lumis in non-title action. Lumis made a brief appearance during Cole and Dream's backlot brawl as he drove off with Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish in his car, and looks to topple yet another Undisputed Era member this week. Finn Balor vs. Cameron Grimes has also been announced for the show, and given that Grimes handed Balor his only televised loss of 2020 last month, we're sure the inaugural Universal Champion will be hungry for revenge. We're taking a break from WWE now and looking at Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who have announced a special event for August 1st. Dubbed Talkin' Shop-A-Mania, no additional details for the show were given, though the teaser showed a ring in the woods, with the phrase noting that if you build it, they will come. Fans may know the Talkin' Shop name from Gallows and Anderson's podcast that they host with New Japan's Rocky Romero, and hopefully more details will come out as we get closer to August 1st. Back to WWE now, and following her WWE Women's Tag Team title win with Sasha Banks, many have started referring to SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley as Bayley Two Belts, referencing Becky Lynch's historic win at WrestleMania 35. With that said, the self-professed role model took to Twitter to say that she's not copying the man, as she said, "Sheep, you better stop calling me Bayley Two Belts. I'm not a Becky Lynch replacement. Instead, you can refer to me as Bayley Dos Straps. Your loving role model, thank you, and good day." Bayley's demand was quickly followed by the so-called Sheep, as the nickname was quickly trending by Monday afternoon. Given that Bayley and the Boss will be defending their tag titles at Backlash, their reign may indeed be a short one, but Bayley Dos Straps is clearly making every second of her reign count. We've got some Matt Riddle news next, as the original Bro is now a SmackDown star, and whilst fans will remember his NXT fight pit with Timothy Thatcher, Riddle wanted to do more. Speaking to Alex McCarthy of TalkSport, Riddle spoke about how it was to have Kurt Angle officiate, saying that there'd be money in having the original Bro attack the Olympian. Riddle added how he hoped the match would go, as he said, "I really hoped it would cost me the combat inside the cage, and then the Bro would burst and attack Kurt Angle. Any German suplexes against an Olympic gold medalist by the Stallion? You tell me everyone at home wouldn't be like, no, he didn't just throw him upside down, because that's what I do. It would have been crazy." Obviously, it didn't happen, as Thatcher defeated Riddle in the ring and Angle left unscathed, but it would have been an interesting fight between Angle and Riddle if they had crossed paths in the cage. From one SmackDown star to another now, as Lacey Evans is yet to hold gold in WWE, but did recently take place in a Twitter war nobody expected. It turns out that the sassy Southern Belle is feuding with AEW's Brian Cage, which started when Cage posted a video of himself hitting a turnaround springboard moonsault. It wasn't long until fans accused Cage of stealing Evans' move, which was done before her by Kevin Owens and Mark Merrow, and Evans said that she doesn't even know who Cage is, before adding that in her 4 years in wrestling, she's already doing the move better than him. Cage responded by saying that he was doing the move before Evans was in wrestling, whilst Evans called out, quote, "nasties," trying to call her out for a move she never claimed was her own. The two went back and forth on the matter before things settled down, and hopefully Cage doesn't throw any right hands on this Wednesday's Dynamite so he can avoid more Twitter drama from the lady of WWE. We've got title news to report next, as according to Wrestling Inc., the NXT title is set to undergo a makeover. The report states that the title will be the same design but bigger in size, whilst the United States title will be getting an entirely new look, though it wasn't noted when the alleged new design will be revealed. A new US title design has been something that fans have been wanting for quite some time, so fans will have to wait and see whether Apollo Crews is holding a new version of the gold in the near future. And we're ending today with news from WWE's recent releases, as the April 15th departures have had a ripple effect on the remaining roster. According to a tweet sent out by WrestleVotes, the sources were asked about how comfortable superstars feel competing during the ongoing global situation, and it was reported that less than 20% of the WWE roster want to leave the company. With the number being so low, it appears that many superstars who wanted to leave the WWE this year have already done so. And whilst we might see an exit every now and then, the current roster WWE has seems full of people who want to stick with WWE.